Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. Let's make one of those little lunch bag journals. We're just going to use some lunch bags that you can purchase like at the dollar store. You only need two. And I had made this one previously. I'll just do a really quick flip through. I demonstrated this on a reel. So today we're just going to do a tutorial in segments of the main components because it's really, once you have the bags together, then it's just a matter of decorating. So I'm just flipping through this one to show you all the pockets. There's a pocket in the back, or the top, I guess you could say. Lots of room for journaling spots, and it has its own closure. So my goal today was to just use leftovers. So that file folder you see there, that's my junk journal Christmas crafting. And that's my goal, is to only use items from that folder and then two of these bags. Okay, so in here I have a bunch of scraps and I have some leftover printables. So I'm going to show you the components that you need, the cutting and the folding you need to do. So the first thing we're going to do with one bag, the box bottom, you're going to cut just beside. Don't cut the box itself. Just cut right along beside it to the right of it, as close as you can without cutting the fold of the box there. And that part you see with all the seams, that's the part that's going to get glued down. So then you just need to decide if you want it to go left or right as far as pulling it open. So I'm going to be doing mine on the right, so that's how I have mine situated. Now the rest of this bag, you're simply going to fold in half, and that is going to become a signature that goes inside the other bag, which is going to be the actual journal cover. So we can set those two pieces aside for now. So this is the second bag. So I'm just opening the side gusset and flattening it out. It's okay for creasing the bag, don't worry about that. But you're going to see like an arrow, kind of some lines from the folds of the bottom bag part, the square part, or the whatever you want to call that, the bottom of the bag. And I'm just going to put some pen, use a pen, and just outline those, that arrow, and then a line down about halfway, just as a guide for cutting. So first I poke a hole, try not to poke yourself, and then we're just going to cut along that pen line that I drew. So cut there to the middle, turn around. I'm just going to speed this up a bit. Cut there, and then cut that arrow. And then we're going to, so now you basically have three flaps, and we're just going to glue those down. The reason we're gluing those down is because this is going to become that top pocket, and we don't want these flip-flopping around, and we don't want things getting caught as we're trying to put them in the pocket. So I glue down the arrow part, or the triangle part really well, and then the rest I just kind of do just an outline. But there you can see now you have a pocket from the top. The flap of the box, the bottom of the bag, is going to be like a tuck spot. So we just need glue on either the top and the bottom. That's it. And now you have a tuck spot. I've got it turned around left. There, that's the right way. So that will be a tuck spot. Now you fold this right in half, and this is your journal cover. So that's your journal cover with a, well, we'll get to that in a sec. So here I'm showing you that crease. I'm just going to reinforce it. My tape is really not centered here. I apologize. So if you snip off and just leave a little overhang, you can kind of tuck those around the gusseted edge of the bag, and then those will be tucked in. Tuck your tape around and just push that down. So now your spine essentially is reinforced, because we are going to sew a signature into there. So I've used just a craft tape. You can use any sort of wide washi tape, or you could reinforce it with more paper and glue. And then I'm just going to zoom through this part. I just ink all my edges to start. I add more ink later, but it's a good start. So the signature is obviously going to go in the center, and then the box pocket, the surprise pocket will be to the left. So here I'm starting to sort through my scrap file from my Christmas projects. So there's all kinds of stuff in here left over from projects I've done over the last few days. So I'm grabbing things that I think I might use, trying to decide what I want on my cover. I really like this gal. She's from one of my kits. It's called Christmas Scrapbook, and it's quite a large piece, but I think she looks okay like that. So she's going to be on my cover. And then I found another piece of cardstock I had printed for the back of the cover. Now here I'm beginning to make the closure. So I chose one of the snips from my Snips and Sentiments kit, and I backed it with some more cardstock, so it's 2 layers. And then I folded it in half, found the center line, and then on either side of that line I put a couple of score marks, just so that this is bends without cracking. So you've got a nice little bend. And then to the back of the cover, I've added some glue. We'll start this way, and then attach the back part of the closure to the back of the book or the journal, and then bring it around front. Now I'm going to show you here, right, you want to make the hole for the closure kind of halfway between the edge and her head. So I'm bringing the closure around, and I'm making just a pen mark on the top and bottom, because we need to cut it just a little bit wider than the enclosure itself, the strap. So using a ruler, I'm cutting from, oh, and the other thing I'm showing here is that I'm just lining up my ruler to the top edge of the bag, the top edge of the ruler, so that I have a straight line, just so that I'm square. So 2 passes is enough to get through there, and then I turn the bag so I can see I've just come down just a tad, and I'm cutting again right alongside that. 2 passes, and then I match up those 2 cut lines by cutting a line from one to the other at each end, and then that will pop out. Now you have your hole for your enclosure or your closure, and I've inked it up a bit, and with that cardstock on top, it's pretty sturdy. If you have a thinner cardstock that you used or paper, you might want to reinforce it from the inside with some washi tape. So you can see the inside cover is part of the bag, so it's a pocket, so you could do that. Now here I'm going to line up where I'm going to put my bag, and just a reminder, it's the seam side that we glued down. So first I trace a piece of cardstock that I'm going to use to insert into the bag as the bottom to keep it reinforced. I tried it once and then I had to trim it a bit, and then we're going to glue that. It fits now, folds nice. I'm going to glue that down and then insert that into the bag. And then I'll close it up and flip it over, and then I'll smooth that out with my bone folder. Okay, now I'm looking for a top. So I'm trying a few things here from the printables I have left. I like that, but it's a little small. I like that angel, but she's a little bit big. And then I decide on another angel. The papers you're looking at right now, that's from Daydream. That's one of the Christmas collage. From the Christmas collage collection. That's a tongue twister, but this one's called Daydream. So I'm just going to trace this out with a pen. This is, remember, this is the surprise box or surprise pocket. Trim that out, and then I ink it up, and then I glue it to the front of the pocket. Now you're going to want something to indicate, oh, here, before I tell you that, I'm demonstrating how you can glue 3 sides so that you can have a side loading pocket as well underneath this box pocket or surprise pocket. But I accidentally I used my glue stick over the entire thing, so mine didn't end up having a pocket, and that's fine. It's glued down flat, but you can by all means make it a side loading pocket as well. So I'm just using my tab punch, and I'm adding a tab out of cardstock. It's the same cardstock. I used on the back of the enclosure strap. So just bringing that, pulling that theme through a little bit. Now I'm just covering the signature cover, the part of the bag that is a signature cover, with some of the Daydream paper. I've got my big journal card tucked in the top pocket now. And then I have a piece of cardstock here that just happened to fit width-wise, actually just perfect for that spot right there. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using my crafting knife to make a slit, not all the way across, obviously just on the inside, so that I can make that a pocket. And of course when you glue that, you just don't glue down the, just glue the perimeter. And now what I'm doing is I'm putting together my papers for my inside signature. So I'm using up more and more of those scraps. Anything that wasn't printed double-sided, I'm gluing back to back to get rid of the white space. And now I'm just checking it for sizing. And now I'm picking out some wax thread to sew that in. At first I decided on this one, but later changed my mind. Picking the thread is one of my favorite parts of the journal process. So I've taken that clip and I've clipped my signature right to the cover of the journal, and I'm just eyeballing this. I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So we'll just zoom through this quickly. There's other videos explaining the 3-hole stitch, so I'm just going to do this fast. It goes pretty easily because it's not that big of a journal, so a little bit of a struggle there, but I figured out what was holding me up, and then through we go. And here I'm going to demonstrate this stitch I'm sorry, not stitch, but the way I like to knot my journals. So a couple of years ago, I'll have to look back and see when it was, but I came up with this idea. I've been seeing people use it since, because I've posted it a number of times, so it makes me happy. So I just come over and inside each of the rounds of the letter S, and then like over top of the center, back and forth, just kind of up and down, back and forth, gentle, until those knots all meet in the middle. And then what I'm going to demonstrate is the reason that I do it this way. And that's because if you were to just tie 3 knots in a row, they're going to stack on top of each other. And then you get that bubble in your journal and it makes a bump in your paper. So this way, the knots kind of lay down. So the one in the center, and then one on the bottom and one on the top, and they're laying flat. So now you have a much flatter knot in the middle of your signature. Yeah, I demonstrated that a few times and asked people what to call it, the S knot, the snively knot, but my last name is always mispronounced snively. It should be snively, but I get called snively. I don't care. And S knot just sounded horrible. So snake knot, not sure, but I've demonstrated that quite a few times, so give it a try. It's pretty cool. And now I'm just going to decorate my little journal. There's no sense in bringing you through that slow process. So like I said, I'm trying to use up as much as I can out of that folder. So I had some leftover snips and sentiments, which I use all the time. I added some snowflakes to the front, and then we'll just do a little flip through. Added a few things to the front cover. Wasn't really pleased with the front cover after all, but that's okay. And I just added a few pieces, random pieces, just for the sake of demonstrating the pockets. There's nothing in the secret pocket right there, or surprise pocket. I'm not sure. Is there a name for those? Gusset pockets? I'm not really sure. Little interaction there with the birdies, another pocket. And then I just used bits and pieces and made some tucks. Those could be Christmas lists, could be some journaling spot. So all these little tiny rectangles and squares, those are all from my Snips and Sentiments kits. And then you'll see Christmas background pages, and these are all Christmas background pages. And then there's some basic journaling pages in there. There's some more snips. And then there's also the Daydream Christmas collage papers. And then that reddish kind of color there on the left that I used for a side tuck, that's part of, well, one of two, the scrapbook or the Christmas ephemera. And then you see the birdies at the bottom. I made a pocket there. Yeah, so I used up every last little bit of cut off, end cut that I could still add to this journal. So I still have lots left in that folder, but I made a good dent in that folder today, so I'm happy. I'll be winding up Christmas crafts soon, so I was happy to use as much as I could in this project. I'll probably make another one of these. So another little, using the sentiments and the snips there to make pockets. Those are just some leftovers I just stuck in there to show you, demonstrate the pocket. I just want you to see the depth of the pocket and how wide the gusset is, so you could fit quite a bit. And then you use some more of those background pages, the end cuts, to make a little, like a matchbook notebook sort of thing. And I stapled it, and then I wrapped the top to cover the staples with just a piece of leftover cardstock. Here's a couple more cards. I love those birdies. So the birds are from Basic Journaling Pages Songbirds. That's what that one's called. So you can see I've used quite a bit of leftovers from about 5 different kits. There's some more. These are just lovely little vintage, authentic vintage images. Those are part of my Snips kit. And wishing you a Happy New Year there as well. And of course that large journaling card that pops in the top there. All kinds of journaling space there. And that fits in behind in that pocket that we made. Now that pocket's optional. You don't need to. You could skip that step if you wanted to. This project is inspired by Camellia Crafts Designs. I'll link her below. It's a fairly quick. The base is fairly quick. Of course, you can decorate until, until your fingers are numb. But that's the one we made today, and that's the original one that I first demonstrated. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you give this a try. I'll link some of my kits below in the description box. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions about this project, shoot them down below and I will get back to you. I try to answer every single comment, and I really enjoy hearing from you. And if you make anything with my printables, tag me, Raven Vintage CA.